Have you ever had that time where you just knew God was protecting you from your own stupidity and the consequences of your sin? We're going to be talking about that today. And by the way, I have a video on legal versus natural consequences. Check it out there. Hey guys, and welcome back to God's Word Made Simple by Simple Servant Ministries. My name is Aaron Hawk, and if this is your first time visiting with us, I just want to say welcome and thank you for joining us today. God's Word Made Simple is an online discipleship ministry dedicated to taking God's Word and making it simple. We want to help you understand God's Word, apply it to your life, and grow in your relationship with the Lord. Also, if you appreciate this ministry and content, at some point make sure and hit that subscribe button, turn that bell notification to all so you don't miss any future videos. We would love to have you as part of our family. Okay guys, so today we are covering Genesis chapter 35, or at least the first 8 verses. This is going to be another connecting video, kind of connecting 2 different storylines together. So it'll be a shorter video, only 8 verses today, chapter 35 verses 1 through 8. So if you didn't catch it last week, make sure to catch the video from last week. And really, in the card there, I'm going to make sure to put it back to the beginning of chapter 34. You really need to go back at least that far to understand what's going on here, but if you just want a parachute drop, come on in. The only background I'll give you really quick is, remember, this is right after Levi and Simeon killed all the inhabitants of the city of the people that raped their sister. So there's major turmoil that's just been stirred up. The new people on the block, not the band, but the new people on the block just kicked up a lot of dust, and stuff got kicked off, and here we go. All right, so verse 1, chapter 35. Then God said to Jacob, "Arise, go up to Bethel and live there, and make an altar there to God, who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau." So you're going to flee again. So Jacob said to his household and to all who were with him, "Put away the foreign gods which are among you, and purify yourselves and change your garments." So in other words, stuff got real. Guys, no, it's not time to play anymore. We need to make sure that we're pleasing the God instead of these other gods, these false gods, these idols. So put away all that junk. It's time to get real. It's time to get serious and prove to God that He is our God and that we are actually devoted to Him. So much so that you need to put those things away and purify yourselves. In other words, there would have been some kind of a ritual bathing and changing of clothes to signify a renewed commitment or a new birth being delivered through being delivered from what would have been their annihilation. All right, "And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make an altar there to God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and has been with me wherever I have gone." And remember, God promised to bless Jacob. Verse 4, "So they gave to Jacob all the foreign gods which they had, and the rings which were in their ears, and Jacob hid them under the oak which was near Shechem. As they journeyed, there was a great terror upon the cities which were around them, and they did not pursue the sons of Jacob." So God won this battle for them before it even began. So even though God's people screwed up, even though they way overreacted, justice needed to be done. They didn't do anything that was necessarily uncommon, but it wasn't the right reaction. It was not letting the punishment fit the crime. So even though they messed up, and the people in the surrounding communities would have been justified in going to war and annihilating Jacob, because God had promised, God is delivering them. And by the way, this is a common theme. It didn't say that the people of the land were scared of Jacob. It didn't say they were scared to go to war. It said a great terror fell upon them, right? Let me reread that. "There was a great terror upon the cities which were around them, and they did not pursue the sons of Jacob." You see this again later when Israel comes out of Egypt. And sometimes in those battles, God did something so unique that only God could take credit for that victory. There were times where it was hornets and bees that went ahead of them and other things, and all kinds of incredible stories about how God is proving that it's not by our might that these victories are won, but it's because God has something that He wants to do. All right, Verse 6. So Jacob came to Luz, that is Bethel. We established that in one of the previous chapters, but if you didn't catch that before, the author is now reminding you that this was originally called Luz. Israel calls it Bethel, which is in the land of Canaan. He and all the people who were with him. He built an altar there and called the place El Bethel, which means the house of God. Because there God had revealed himself to him when he fled from his brother. Now Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried below Bethel under the oak, and it was named Allon Bacuth, which means oak of weeping. And by the way, the El Bethel, I'm 99.9% sure of that, but my Hebrew is very, very rusty, so I said that El Bethel means the house of God because in my memory it does. There's always a slight chance that I'm wrong. You can Google that if you want to. Obviously, by the time this video goes live, I'll know whether that was correct. But you can Google it. Let me know in the comments. You can have a laugh at me if I'm wrong. My Hebrew is very rusty, but I am pretty certain that that means house of God. Anyway, let's see. Oh no, that's it for today. Short video, because again, this was a connecting section. So, as always, if you appreciate this ministry and content, make sure and hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn that bell notification to all so you don't miss any future videos. Stay tuned, so to speak, or stay subscribed so that you can catch some of the follow-up and the aftermath of all of this and see what happens in the storyline. And guys, as always, if you appreciate the content, hey, let me know in the comments what you're thinking. I love interacting with you guys. I love hearing from you. And don't forget that on Tuesdays, at least as of the recording of this video, Tuesdays are kind of my catch-all videos, and it's not uncommon that I do videos that subscribers have requested. So if you've got a question related to discipleship or the Bible, please let me know in the comments, and I will probably include it in a video, whether in a standalone video or a subscriber Q&A, which I haven't done that in a while, where I just kind of collect all of the questions from subscribers and do them in one big video. So anyway, let me know what you think. Otherwise, guys, thank you very much, and God bless.